Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and in this video we are going to make some bacon broccoli cheddar soup. The magic happens in this recipe due to sodium citrate, which is one of my favorite modernist cuisine ingredients. If you're a frequent watcher of this channel, you've probably seen me use it in a couple of other videos, including super melty cheese slices and cheese sauce. And I'll link to both of those down in the description below. Now this particular soup, once you've done your prep work, comes together very quickly and very easily. This is also the recipe that I'm about to share with you, pretty much the most straightforward version of it. At the end of this video, I'll talk about some modifications that you can make if you really want to make this your own. But for right now, let's get to making it. For starters, we're going to need 5 strips of bacon. That's about 170 grams. Now you can either just bake this bacon in the oven or in the microwave and then crumble it, or if you want, you can dice it up the way I did right here and throw it into some hot cast iron. Stir it around for a little while, let it get nice and crispy. Once it's fully cooked, drain it and set aside. Next, we have 1.5 cups of broccoli. That's about 150 grams. You can either use fresh, which you can steam, or frozen, which you can steam. I'll also talk about some other options at the end of this video. Once it's chopped up, set that aside as well. Then we're going to grate some sharp cheddar cheese. We want about 280 grams, which winds up equaling right about 4 cups in total. And we'll set that aside. Now it's time to make the soup. We'll start with 2 cups of chicken broth, that is 470 mils. To this we will add 3 teaspoons of sodium citrate, which is about 15 grams. Bring up to a simmer and whisk until all that sodium citrate is dissolved. Then we'll add our cheese, 1 handful at a time, whisking until it's completely dissolved before adding the next handful. Continue adding cheese and whisking until it's all melted into your broth. Then we will add 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, whisk in, and then a few grinds of black pepper, which we will also whisk in. Now we'll add our bacon and our broccoli. I totally feel like I'm Papa G right now. We'll whisk that in. Now if you find that the soup is still a little thin for your taste, you can add another handful of shredded cheese. I wouldn't go much more than that though, as this can go from soup to sauce pretty quickly. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks so good. So as I said at the beginning of this video, this is really the straightforward version of this soup. In terms of some of the modifications that you could make to this, you could very easily get fresh broccoli and roast it, get a little bit of that roasty depth of flavor on it. You could use some different herbs and spices. I think some thyme might go well in this. Maybe a tiny little bit of rosemary. Roasted garlic would probably go well in this. In fact, roasted about anything. I think if you took some roasted peppers, that would be pretty tasty. You could also use a different cheese or different combination of cheeses. And lastly, instead of using all chicken broth, you could substitute out some portion of that for, say, beer or white wine, depending on where you are with your carb count. But have some fun. Play around with this recipe, make it your own. No matter what you do, I bet you're gonna love it. So if you enjoyed this video, please click that like button. If you're not a subscriber already, tap that subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit the bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And lastly, if you'd like to help support the Serious Keto Test Kitchen, click that join button and see what memberships and perks are all about. Thanks for watching.